Previously on They See Me Rollin'.
Do I even, really know who you guys are?
Well, we know who you are. We've seen your bedroom.
Why the hell are you doing this?
Why wouldn't I?
We beat you. You've got to tell us why you're really doing all of this.
'Cause I'll always be with you.
And Coen opens his eyes.
I'm mildly inconveniencing her.
I'm sorry, Garbager, but you're the one who's closest to me.
That's okay.
I am gonna reach down and grab you by the face. Cast shocking grasp.
I have a feeling it's going to be a hair-raising experience.
And you're all then surrounded by an enormous firewall.
I guess things are about to heat up.
Welcome back to They See Me Rolling. Your
It's so goddamn spooky. It's too spooky, Stan. Dial it back.
a D&D podcast like Grandma used to make. Now, before we begin, let's go ahead and make sure everyone knows where they are. First, we have Garbager. He is in the center, staring directly at a giant dragon by the name of Skumk. Now,
The
to
Tenenbaums
north-
lived on 2/34.
Are you going to do this
northeast.
for the whole episode?
Yes.
I'm
All right,
into
fine.
it.
I won't.
I'm into it. Let's
I'll
do
just
it.
use my real voice. It sucks.
That'd be better.
All right.
And so there's some kind of portal machine.
Well, not a portal machine. It's like literally a portal, which is to Riel getting the magic sucked out of it by a little pylon that's on the ground.
Okay.
The wall of fire is surrounding literally everyone. Coen, closer to the northeast. Skumk at the far western part of the wall of fire. And just south of Skumk is our good friend Jelly. And southeast of her is Courtney, our cleric, our lovely healer.
Just standing in the corner.
Right.
It's
And then in
me,
the far
Courtney.
east, outside of the wall of fire, is Boo, hiss, our bad guy, Alianna.
That's cruel.
And back to reprise, Alianna is Noel from Dames and Dragons.
Hello, it's me.
When Noel appears, she will be accompanied by the sound of a flute.
Reprising the beloved role of Garbager, of course, is Michael from
Hey.
They'll Get It Right. We'll get it right next year.
Somebody will get it right next year.
Hopefully
We
someone will
might
get it right next
possibly
year.
get a thing right in the coming year.
The next person to go is Courtney. The weapon is able to cross the firewall with no problem. Will strike at Alianna. 19.
That hits.
18 damage. That special sword that I described in the previously on recap flies out of the wall of fire. It slashes straight through Alianna and bisects her completely.
Oh, shit.
And
And now we have two Alianas.
and then those two
Slightly
Aliannas
smaller.
are bisected.
Whoa.
And now you have 4 Alianas.
And then
But they're all tiny. This is so cute.
and they've all got little brooms.
They're making
But no,
cookies.
they're not tiny. They're just regular looking Alianas. Maybe a little bit, each one more translucent than the next. Well, no, each a little bit more translucent than the original Alianna.
Wait, shit, this really happens?
This really happens. There are 4 Alianas, each with their own individual turns.
Oh, fuck.
What is this? Multiplicity, the movie?
Are you
Michael
Michael
Keaton.
Man from the X-Men?
Yep.
Because there are 5 good guys and 4 Alianna, Alianna will go between each turn.
Nice.
All right.
Alianna,
Yeah.
is there anything you'd like to do?
Do my 4 doubles, do they have any differences between them? Is there a pretty one and a bitchy one? Or are they all just pretty
You
and
know what?
bitchy?
I'm gonna allow you to make that call.
One's wearing some glasses and carrying some textbooks.
Is this like an Inside Out situation? Like all about Alianna's personalities?
I'm thinking of like the little links
Become
that are all
life.
in different colors from Zelda.
Oh yeah, or like whenever they go inside Raven's mind in Teen Titans.
Yeah! That's just what it's like.
This
Love it.
is that.
That is exactly that. And the angriest looking Alianna is going to go first.
It's a regular Attack of the Clones.
The angriest Alianna is my favorite little golden book.
He's wearing like a sleeveless shirt, like has some barbed wire tattoos and a heart that says "Mom."
Yeah, exactly.
Got an eye patch.
And she just has a lot of repressed rage, as do they all. But anyway,
Hate and love on her knuckles.
she holds out a finger and a fireball explodes into your guys' little fire realm. So I think you guys all need to make dex saves.
Well, except for Skumk, who is immune.
Oh, he's immune to fire, right? Yeah.
And we all get +5 to our dexterity saves because of Coen.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: Jelly right now is currently on fire. And has a crown of stars. I am immune to fire right now.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, is that part of the spell?
Part of the spell, baby. So yeah, I'm
Very
like the
cool.
Human Torch right now. Yeah, so this fireball just hits me and I'm like, what? I'm already made of fire and I'm a tiefling.
Very cool.
Oh yeah, tieflings have a resistance to fire too.
Yes.
Courtney got a 23, so Courtney will take half
Okay.
damage. And Coen...
I failed by the look of it.
All right, Coen will take all 37.
Ooh.
And then angry Alianna is going to cast Eldritch Blast. And she's going to cast that on, I guess, Skumk. Break him down a little bit.
Ah.
All right, that's a 24.
That hits.
Okie dokie. All right, so that's 18 damage.
All right, you take 18 damage, Skumk. These 3 bursts of energy, these little 3 energy darts, smack you in your chest. How does your body react?
I think it's sort of it's like when something very small hurts you and you're surprised, so you react
You overreact.
over dramatically. Bah!
All right, next up, speaking of Skumk,
Is it
Skumk.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm going to move forward directly into the wall of fire that separates us from Alianna.
All right.
And
Like that.
yeah, spread my wings out to block as much of the fire as possible.
Nice.
At the same time, I'm going to use multi-attack to try and hit 3 of the duplicates. So first, I'm going to use Frightful Presence.
Uh-oh.
Are they going to roll just as 1?
No, they'll roll each.
There's 2. Wow, the same
The
roll
exact
again.
Same roll.
That's sporty Alianna.
That's, yeah. Oh,
Baby
Brainy
Alianna.
Alianna's not
that's
doing
dancing
good.
Alianna.
Is there a
That's
ginger
music
Alianna?
And the 22, that's going to be just like normal Alianna, but you know that she hates goths inside.
Jelly just clenches her fist
So
across the
You just
arena
get that vibe, like
whenever she makes eyes with that
she
Alianna.
doesn't get it.
So baby Alianna turns around and tries to run away, but is unable to, so she's just facing a wall. The other 3 Aliannas are staring at you with all the bravery they can muster.
I find it hard to picture that. One of the Aliannas being terrified and clawing at the wall.
Yeah. The other 3 are like deeply embarrassed by her. They're like, stop it.
That's cowardly, Alianna. I guess I'll do claw first. I'm going to do 1 to each of the not spooked ones. I hit 1 with my claws and bite another one.
All right, go ahead, roll for damage.
For the bite, it's 16.
Is
Angry Alianna. Yeah.
As soon as you swipe, her body dissolves into a blue goo
Oh,
and
that's
melts
gross.
onto the floor into this puddle.
For the other one, I do 15 damage.
And that's the brainy one, or whatever.
The prep.
Sassy.
This one you bite, and as you bite down on her, she too turns into a blue goo and just melts out of your mouth. And it looks like you have like a Kool-Aid stain dripping down your chin.
Alianna's melt in your mouth, not in your hand.
Oh yeah.
What, Stan? What does it taste like?
It tastes like sadness.
Oh.
Like it gets a little in your mouth and you kind of feel depressed and angry and bitter. You kind of hate everyone for
So
a second
just
until you
like-
get the flavor out of your mouth.
Just like eating a scorpion.
So so it tastes like a Heineken.
Yes,
Boom.
that's exactly what it tastes like. Alianna.
Which Alianna did I say this was?
Well, the first one was the dead
I
one is
remember
angry. The last one, the dead ones are angry and brainy. So I think this one's
Yeah.
scary, Alianna.
Sporty.
Sporty Alianna.
Sporty Alianna. That's what it was. So she has like a baseball that she's like throwing up and down. Some kind of fantasy.
Yeah, she's wearing
Baseball.
she's tossing a Quidditch ball just around.
It's a golden snitch.
Yeah, and she keeps like catching it. She's looking full like Gryffindor jock. It's really
Nice.
disgusting.
Terrible.
The worst.
Anyway, having seen two Alianas go down, she's pissed off. And she is going to let the snitch go and point her finger at Skumk and cast Disintegrate.
Oh, jeez.
Oh fuck it.
What do I do for that?
It's going to be a dex save.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, okay.
All right.
did I fail?
Looks like you failed.
Yeah.
Yes, you failed.
I have something called legendary resistance. That means
Yeah.
that I can just not fail that.
Oh, really? How?
3 times in a day, if the dragon fails a saving throw, I can just choose to succeed it instead.
Nice.
Nice.
That's why dragons are such a pain in the ass to kill.
It goes towards me, and I move to dodge it and fail to dodge it, and it hits me right in the face, and it just completely disperses and
Well,
nothing
not
happens.
quite, because it only disintegrates you if it reduces your hit points to 0. You still take half 10d6 plus 40 force damage.
Oh,
There's two rolls there, but I got 70.
70. Okay.
So it's going to be 35 damage if you succeed.
I'm gonna stick with it hitting me in the face, and it mostly disperses. I really flinch back, but some tension in my shoulders release when I realize that I've actually only gone down to exactly what Skunk's normal hit points are.
I'd like to think that half of the dragon's face is disintegrated and Skump's face is underneath it now.
It's like Venom.
He's just like smiling.
That was a pretty good one.
All right.
That hurt.
Now is your cantrip.
Yep, and I'm going to cast Acid Splash again on Skumk.
Jeez.
Skunk did a number on me.
Fair.
Yeah, that's
So that's going to be another dex save.
12.
And that does not pass. That 12 is not going to cut it. That's 6 damage.
That one kind of tickles, doesn't it?
Yeah,
But it goes right into your disintegration wound, and it's like, but it's more like, when I say acid, it's more like, like lemon juice, kind of.
It's like, well, he's a bronze dragon, right? So
No,
it just makes his
brass.
scales
Oh, that's a
real
problem.
shiny.
I think.
They're the same thing. I can't understand.
No, wait. Brass doesn't react acids here. I'm trying to remember chemistry.
I hook up a clock to the dragon.
It washes out the taste of sadness very well.
Next up, Jelly.
Yay! I've been waiting to do this.
Unfortunately,
All
our
right,
prep
so-
Aliana's already dead.
I just burst through the firewall like it's nothing because I'm wreathed in flame. I duck through and I see these two Alianas in a line, and I hold out my hands like Kamehameha, and the fire around me starts to coalesce in a ball in my hands, and I say, "Hey, Alianna, Shabbat Shalom, motherfucker, and boom! A
I
blast.
thought you were going to say, goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
No, I've never do that, Stan. And a 15-foot long trail of fire blasts out from my hands, and I need both Aliannas to make a dex save.
Ooh.
Scared Alianna, baby Alianna, will have disadvantage.
Okay. So this is a dex save.
Dex save, baby.
27 and 28.
Well, fuck that.
Oh, 27 and
Well,
natural
one has
20.
disadvantage.
Oh,
Wait.
wow.
One.
Well, you're just going to take half damage.
21. So that brings it to 11 damage. Baby Alianna disappears into ash, and it blows away into the wind. And the last remaining Alianna falls to her knees.
Shit, really?
Really?
I did the thing?
You did the thing.
I did that damn thing.
Well done.
Cool. Okay, so Jelly, still wreathed in flame with the crown of stars on her head, walks over to Alianna Prime. So, I seem to recall we made a deal, Alianna.
So Alianna has kind of her head hanging down, and when she looks up, she has tears in her eyes, but she's kind of smiling too.
Aw.
What is this? Why are...
You foolish child. I haven't given up yet.
With that, the entire arena is now flooded with 10,000 armed Aetherborn.
Fuck.
After a moment, observing their new surroundings, they all turn to Skumk and exclaim, "Hi!
Hi.
We know you.
Hi.
How's it going?"
I'm surprised that you
Hi, guys.
recognized me.
And they drop their arms. You guys get caught up in that crowd of Aetherborn, and Selvatarm appears magically next to Alianna, and he kind of he creates a barrier around the two of them, and he looks to her. He bends to her head and whispers something to her, and Alianna falls unconscious. Selvatarm then stands over her, raises his arms, and from Alianna's body you see her soul is extracted, and it looks exactly like the souls you saw inside the dead city. You immediately recognize it to be Alianna's.
Go easy on her, on her.
So
What's your name? Salvatore.
Selvatarm looks at you, and he snaps his fingers,
Oh, shit.
and Alianna's soul shatters like a mirror reflecting sunlight,
I...
and each shard wisps away like dust.
Bye, Noel.
And now when you see him, he looks like the old powerless man he had been in Riel. And he turns to you, or you and the 10,000, he beckons you weakly to come to him.
Yeah, I walk over.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty close already.
So the three of you approach. I'm going to say, Garbager, I don't think you really have any reason to go up to this guy.
I'm gonna hang out with my orphans, and they're gonna help me pick these bugs off of me. So I'm gonna be up in the
Alright.
bleachers getting bugs picked off of me by orphans. Have fun.
You did great.
Thanks.
Garbager, thanks
Glad
for
I
your
was
help.
here. This is.
You're a valued member of the team.
Thank you for lying to me.
Courtney watches this from afar. Selvatarm turns to you, Coen, and says, "Your master's killer was a man named Noah. You'll find him in Neverwinter." He turns to Skumk. "Many of your people survived, and they are in the Underdark, where Halcyon City once stood." And finally, he turns to Jelly. "The great butter turner in the sky must be a living example for her people, and you must take the mantle. Judging by you, she's the one good thing I've done in this world."
Jelly, like, tears start rolling down her cheeks.
He reaches out to hold your hands, Jelly. As he touches your hands, he imparts to you the entire history of your people.
Shit.
And then he turns down to the unconscious, lifeless Anne-Marie. He puts his hands on her shoulder, and you see a light flood from him to her body, and she glows for a moment, and he collapses. And before you is Salvatore, dead. And Anne-Marie wakes, and she sees everything around her, and she's having a hard time kind of taking it in. And she says, "Where am I?"
You're in Landy World.
Landy World, yeah.
This is not how I imagined Landy World would be.
Yeah, not how I imagined it'd be either, kid.
They've had extensive remodeling recently. I'm still a giant dragon looming over her with an acid burn on my face.
Oh, God. She makes out the dragon, sees you, just kind of passes out.
Oh, shit. I shake her awake, get some smelling salts out. What are you supposed to do with kids?
Courtney walks up and says, "Guys, I'll take it from here. I can take care of her. We have important things to do now. Let's face it, we got a real big win here. She's the last of the royal family, and there's really no one left to defend her. We won."
We should raise her as a goblin.
Oh, Stan, what happened to that portal to Rio?
As Alianna's passed away, the portal just disappears. The breach is healed, and the pylon stands dark, doing nothing except smoking a little.
It's got a little cigarette in its mouth.
It's just smoking off the top of
It's
the top of
vaping
it.
indoors, which is now illegal in Florida.
I kind of stand over Salvatore's lifeless body. Just like, he was an insufferable prick for most of his existence. But he did, before the end at least, try and do something right. And I guess that has to count for something. We should bury him.
We should marry him?
Yeah.
Bury him.
So at this point, Garbager walks up and says, "Hey, is that Salvatore guy still around? I lost my wallet and I was hoping he could, give me a gift and find my wallet for me. Is he sleeping?"
Yeah.
Nah,
Oh,
he did.
Oh,
I mean, I've been
Sorry.
dead. It's not that bad.
Sorry, garbage.
you guys seen my wallet around?
I shrink back down into a goblin at this point.
There's like so much more breathing room now. Everyone just kind of, feels a little bit more
Yeah, you
comfortable.
didn't realize that dragons had a smell until it's gone, but you do notice the return of the goblin smell.
Garbager, we've got 10,000 goblin etherborn hybrids here. Maybe they could help you find your...
Hey, are you all looking for
wallet.
work and lodgings?
Yep.
You look more capable than orphans.
Jelly, at this point, the wraith of flame around her dissipates and the crown of stars fades away, and she just collapses on the ground. Ah! Oh my God! We're alive.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
And Coen makes a pylon.
Jelly gets up, hugs Coen and pulls Skumk in as well, and she was sexy like Denzel Washington glory crying before, but now it's full on Matthew McConaughey Interstellar, just open weeping right now. Just
Ugly cry.
we fucking did it. We saved the fucking world.
2 worlds.
Cool, huh?
We've saved 2 worlds. And we're all alive. Like almost everyone got to live.
Yeah, pretty much nobody died.
Hey. What about Dave? and Jack. Not that any of us cared about Jack.
Jack was a straight up asshole.
I cared.
And of course, Dave Herman Sherman is dead.
Well, Herm and German are still alive.
Maybe we could track them down.
Hey, they don't exist, Dan.
At this point, I think the sun starts to rise over the horizon.
Sure, I'll give you that.
A new day breaks over Landy World.
I didn't know what time it was before, but now it's sunrise.
I don't think we ever established so.
So, yeah, you were in there in the midday, but sure, whatever. Time went by really wonky with 2 different gods in there. So, sure. We'll just say it was a real quick night.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
What?
Since we're here, there's some rides we didn't go on.
The 10,000 goblins all...
For you guys, I'll only charge half
The
price.
10,000 goblins all say,
Yay!
all the goblins in the house say, yay.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yay!
What are we gonna do now?
Courtney says to you guys, who are these?
They're my extended family.
I've never seen anything like them.
There's several different parts to this story.
You know what? Save it for later. They're good guys, right?
Yeah. I mean, most of us, I think, are like chaotic good or chaotic neutral.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that's fine.
Oh my god. I started looking around over the masses of Etherborg. Say, Ronaldo. Where's Ronaldo? Ronaldo. Where's my boy? Have any of you seen my boy? Ronaldo.
And Courtney walks up to you, Jelly, and says, about Ronaldo.
What happened to my
What?
boy?
Did he die of old age?
No, he's at the resort. He's at the hotel.
I have to see him. Take me to my boy.
Okay. If that's priority number 1, we can do that. It would have been good if you were still a dragon, Skumk, because then you could just fly her.
I mean, I do have 2 wild shapes a day.
And she can fly herself.
Yeah, we should reenact the ending of Rescuers Down Under
Yeah.
with a dragon.
Yes.
Let's all go home.
Yeah.
Well, the dragon is a once a day thing. Can you turn into something
okay.
big?
You can turn into a giant golden eagle.
I'll turn into a giant eagle.
Oh, yes. Just like the end of The Hobbit.
Yeah.
The Hobbit, I haven't heard of that. I've only heard of the
no.
Rescuers Down Under.
I'm going to turn into a giant owl, actually, because it's more
Appropriate.
Yeah.
for the yeah.
All right, so you turn into a giant owl, and you let Coen and Jelly on your back. Do you allow Garbager on your back?
I hesitate, but then I say, "Hop on, big bro."
Thank you so much. I think we finally turned a corner in our relationship. It's been a long road from here to there, but we got there.
Mm-hmm.
Skump starts reconsidering the invite. All right, and Courtney says, "I'll just meet you there." The last thing you hear is Courtney shouting to the Etherborn, "Let's go ride some rides!" And you fly over Landy World. And despite all the devastation and strangeness inside the arena, everything else around it looks normal. You see families, large groups of people going around from ride to ride as though nothing had ever happened.
So as we're flying over and seeing all these families, leading the capybara and all the other beloved characters in Landy World, and going on rides and just being together. I put my arm around Coen and like scratch the giant owl Skumk's head. Say,
Coen starts purring.
I'm glad that you two were the ones that I went on this adventure with.
Yeah, me too, buddy.
I turn my giant owl face backwards so I'm looking at you.
Watch out for that pole!
Yeah. I like you guys. You guys seem pretty nice.
I think
It's a freeze frame, and don't you forget about me. Don't you.
You land down on the pavement, and Belvedere is out smoking a cigarette and
Bell!
sees you guys land.
you're still alive.
Why wouldn't I be?
There's a bunch of crazy shiz happening, let me tell you. I'll fill you in later.
How's it hanging, Belvedere?
Everything's hanging just as it should.
Yep, nice and loose. Take me to my boy, Belvedere.
Right this way. As you walk in, you see an old, grizzled-looking prospector man with his back turned to you, playing an arcade game. As you see him, he slaps the machine and says, "Tarnation!"
I don't say anything. I just walk over behind him and I place a coin on top of the machine. Just say, I've got next game, all right?
Well, might as well take it. It's piece of... Oh, hey! How you doing?
I did it, Ronaldo. I saved the world.
You
saved two worlds.
saved the world?
Yeah.
Oh, them beautiful nightbirds. All mine to see. Was the world in danger?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. All the nightbirds and all the worlds were in danger, but I saved them. We did. We all did.
Just you? Did these two do anything?
That's
I mean, I was there.
No, it was all jelly.
Wow. Can I start a new church?
Yeah. And
What? Can we end this already?
No. I think I have the
Could that be the last line of the whole episode, of the whole thing?
I think that's going to be the last line.
No.
Is Coen going, what?
I have the perfect. No, Stan. I have one last thing,
my
and it's the
God.
perfect ending to this. It ties right into it, right? Yeah, and I know the perfect place for it. Star wipe. We see.
Coen says, "What?" And then there's another freeze frame, and it's like a hip hop song plays over the credits.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be
It's too
tossing
legit
and
to
flossing.
quit.
My style is awesome. Got started more family feuds than Richard Dawson. Star wipe. We're at the ruined remains of Halcyon City. It might not look like much, Ronaldo, but I think it's the perfect place to start. I made a promise to a friend that I'd rebuild this place.
I know the perfect name.
I think I know exactly where I'm headed. I reach in my bag and pull out a banner, and I slap it over the "Welcome to Halcyon City" sign, and it says, "Save me, San Francisco." I stand back and admire my handiwork, and I put an arm around Skumk and Coen and pull Ronaldo into, and I think this is a good place to start.
And that's where we freeze frame for the final time. And the song playing over the credits will be "Everything I Do for You." Hi, this is Stan Ferguson.
Hey, it's me, that sexy Australian guy, Jody.
Oh, hi, I'm Ivan from this show.
Hello, it's your favorite goddess, Hayden.
And with us for our very final, real last episode is Michael M. Rader from We'll Get It Right Next Year.
I'm sorry, I didn't see you there.
And Noel
That's my name.
from Dames and Dragons.
That's my podcast.
How do you feel about that name being worn out? Do you have any preference about whether it should or should not be worn out?
It better be worn out.
Can you wear a name out? I always wondered.
I think John's pretty worn out.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And Stan.
Yeah, Drew.
John is like butter scraped across too much toast.
I was just talking about Stan himself, the person.
You're talking to another Stan.
No, I was talking about how you were worn out.
Oh, I am worn out. I'm tired. I'm tired, and this is our last episode. Now, I hope you weren't expecting like what they did with the Adventure Zone, where they ended literally everyone's lives. I wanted to leave this open for a sequel, just in case we finish in 2 years our next campaign.
I don't know. I kind of wanted to watch Skumk die.
Yeah, it's 6 feet under ending or nothing.
Hell yeah.
And then one day Jelly had a heart attack.
He ate too many bugs and
That
died.
was so weird, the little head fake you gave us with Ronaldo there. Like, the way Courtney said, like, oh, Ronaldo. It was like, oh my God, he's on his
He's at
deathbed.
the hotel.
And
was
he's
so
playing a
pissed at
bloody
you.
video game. Was it because he's become addicted to video games and that's all he does now? Spend his days, all his
That's the
quarters.
Have an
real-
after-school special.
That's the
Yeah.
real message
It's
of
going to be a
the-
whole special about Ronaldo and how he blew all the little bit of money he had
All his
on
prospecting
playing a
gold.
video game.
That's really the central message of TSMR1 is video game addiction.
It'll be called Digital
Comes up so much.
Enchantress.
Yep. The theme
So-
of the second campaign is going to be tabletop RPG addiction.
I mean, based on where the last episode ended, maybe.
Oh, that's a good point. We did break in on some very angry gamers playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh God, that's what we should do. Is just like spend the rest of the campaign with our characters playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Aaron actually, when I was telling him about the last episode of Masks, he said, yeah, the rest of the show from that point on should just be their D&D game.
I guessed it on a Star Trek Adventures stream recently where that was what happened. They went into the holodeck and then played D&D.
Nice.
Oh my God.
And then they played D&D for real. I played Wizard Spock in the holodeck.
Oh my God, yes.
You know, Spock would be a wizard.
Yeah. It's crafty.
Magic is highly illogical.
Only in a world where it
He'd
doesn't
be like
exist.
a battle mage because he's also like super strong.
True.
He's just a really just strong wizard. I mean,
I
he
think
was
Spock would-
invented like as like fantasy of one of the characters, so that's why he was a wizard.
I think Spock would want to play like a barbarian or something.
I think Spock would want to be a monk.
Okay, so the original cast.
This is what
so
we're talking about now.
yeah,
Good that we're
yeah.
getting
Welcome
this on
to
recording.
our Star Trek cast.
Sulu Bard.
Definitely, yeah. That makes sense.
Bones is a cleric.
I don't know. He could be a swashbuckler because there
Oh,
was
yeah,
that
that's right,
episode
'cause
where
of the-
he.
Yep,
Fencing.
Sulu's swashbuckler.
Bones is a
No,
cleric.
actually,
Might be
swords
A
bard.
cleric or
She could be a bard. She
Or a
plays that
wizard.
one instrument.
oh yeah.
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 It's,
The
Give
Kirk,
us
Kirk would-
money.
Kirk would be a paladin.
Yeah, we have a Patreon you can subscribe to if you want to. I'm not going to tell
Yes.
you what to do.
What's the address called
We
for
would
it?
never tell you what to do. We have a monthly fiasco bonus episode at the $5 level. However, at any level, you'll get to see silly things that we post when we're talking about when we're talking in our message room about the game. I released a prototype of our art while we were still finalizing it for campaign 2. Of course, by this point, if you are in our Facebook group, you've seen the finalized version of that art. And, just lots of cool little things. And if you donate at the $10 level, you are a producer. And we say thank you to our producer, Noah.
Thanks, Noah.
Thank you, Noah.
Thanks, Noel.
No.
You don't know.
No,
Thanks,
you.
Noel.
Yeah. Noel.
That's
right,
that's
Noah,
my
You get a
name.
special thanks from me, Michael M. Rader.
Yep, celebrity guest.
And we understand that that this show is absolutely free and will always remain free. But if you can always drop us a review, that's a great way to support us without giving us a dime. And we will still reward you by singing you a song. Well, we won't sing you a song, but Hayden will. And Hayden, have you got a song for our friend Michelle?
Oh, should we do plug We'll Get It Right Next Year and Dames and Dragons first?
Yeah.
Do it.
You could.
But before we get to that, thank you so much again, Michael M. Rader. I want everyone to listen to your show, We'll Get It Right Next Year.
An adventure
if
in
they
cinema.
aren't already. An adventure in cinema.
Mm-hmm.
Where
That's my show.
What film are you discussing this year?
So we are talking about the movie Live by Night, which we're fairly certain is a vampire juggalo epic right now. Which when we recently, after watching the Steve Gutenberg, Kirstie Alley film It Takes Two, we believe there's a Prince and the Pauper angle in there as well.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so we're still working out
Everything makes
how
sense.
that works. But we'll get it all together. At some point in the future, at some predetermined time, we will be correct.
I was a part of your live stream, and I wasn't talking with you guys on the live stream, but I was on there listening to you guys, and it was a delight. The conversation was lively inside the chat room. The Ryan and Helen and you all interacted with us frequently. It was a great time. If you ever get a chance to join in a live stream with Michael and the gang, definitely do. It's a great old time.
Yep, and the commentary for that is actually going to be on our feed tomorrow, and the movie It Takes Two is on Amazon Prime. So,
Awesome.
if you haven't seen it yet, now's your chance to watch it with commentary.
Speaking of Amazon Prime, we also have with us Noel from Dames and Dragons. And if you aren't listening to Dames and Dragons and you're listening to us, I don't know how you got here. But Noel, could you tell our listeners who haven't heard of you tell us a little bit about Dames and Dragons and who you play and what's it like?
Oh, Dames and Dragons. We got dames, we got dragons, and
It's really all you need.
that's all of it. We play an original campaign written by our beautiful and talented DM Kat, who's been on this show.
Cool.
And she takes us through an adventure of teen anime and just gods and magic and guys and dolls and war and peace and
Monsters and men.
diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Fried green
shit.
tomatoes.
You're playing in Flavortown?
We've been in Flavortown the entire time.
What?
That's gonna be the big twist. That's
Oh
the
shit! You
inside
guys, you
scoop.
have to edit this out because I don't. Cat's gonna kill me. Anyway, Dames and Dragons is a great time. Also, we're gonna be on Dungeon Delve, so listen to that.
Yes. Listen to that. All right. Now, Michelle, I know you've been waiting for a while to hear your song. So, without further ado, Hayden, take it away.
All right. Hey Michelle, this is the last episode of Campaign 1. Thank you so much for following along, despite all the bullshit we've done. There were goblins, there were spiders, there were spider houses and butter. And I think we could have done much better than we did. But we did the best we could, and I hope that's enough for you. So thank you, Michelle. We couldn't have done it without you. Stick around next time. There'll be plenty more fun things to come. And I hope you'll be there even when we're done. Thank you, oh thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. It's been a lot of fun, but I'm losing steam with this song, so I'll just wrap it up. And I hope you don't hit that gong.
Perfect.
Bong.
Yeah, I was going to say, please edit in a gong sound.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much for everyone that has stuck with us from the beginning, those that have, just coming on and have burned through our back catalog to get to this point. Thanks to all of our listeners. You're such a cool bunch of people, and we love making the show for you. And Jody, thank you for being so cool.
Hey.
And for adding so much magic to this first campaign. of
You're
ours.
welcome. And I hope everybody stays around because we're not over yet. There's another campaign coming up, and it's going to be epic.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was just staying for Jody, though.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
They're gonna-
There goes half of our audience. The
Yeah,
other half
like
has
the-
just been downloading it without listening.
Just the Israelites, like the Israelites out of Egypt, they're just gonna go flocking. But finally, I think the biggest thanks of all goes to Stan for putting up with us for the past almost 3 years.
Yeah.
All of our bullshit and refusing to stick to the plot ever, and making references even though he told us not to, and singing songs, and just thanks for writing such a fun campaign and for being so cool.
Yeah, thanks, Stan.
Aw.
You're a legend.
Thank you. Thank you guys for sticking around. I was actually worried in the beginning that, whether or not we'd actually be able to go through this whole thing. And somehow we did. This was a lot of fun. I'm super relieved now. My silly story is told. My bad guy is dead. And
Yeah, take
Now I
that,
can be-
Noel.
Yeah, cop that,
Dead
Noel.
now.
Fuck
now I
off,
can be
you
Night
guys.
Boy.
Fuck you! You want to go again?
Do not speak to me.
That said, I am very sad that we are losing Jody. Jody wrote a lovely little goodbye in our first newsletter that goes out to all our patron subscribers, and we also got a hello from Bobby, who will be joining us in the next campaign. So I am excited about that. I'm really excited about that. I know I've been bugging Hayden, trying to get as much world info as I can. So
I'm
It's,
not used to having players that. Oh, you want world building? You want all this extraneous bullshit that I wrote?
But yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to playing that, and looking forward to being able to listen to other D&D podcasts again without getting jealous. So we'll see you all later.
Laters.
Catch y'all.
Chekhov would be a monk.
Wait,
What's our network called again?
no,
Your
not
trumpet
that.
audio.
It's Hayden first.
Oh, okay. It's ear trumpet audio.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it is your trumpet audio, though.
We've been with this network for a while now. Ivan. Christ.
Ain't that just the way?
Fly on into the future, you beautiful Nightbirds, and thanks for all the fun times and all the spaghetti.
Ear trumpet audio. It's a lot like listening.
And scene.
All right, Jody, for the last time.
This podcast was edited by Stan Ferguson. Our music is by Ron Lupovich. You can find Ron at God's Little Peep Show on the internet, and the amazing Hayden. Our story buddy is Michael M. Rader, and our special guest this episode was Noel. Our executive producer is Noah. Thanks, Noah. And this is my last sign-off, so thank you all for putting up with me. And I hope you all have a wonderful time. I will still be around, and now I'm just blabbering for the sake of blabbering, so bye!
While we're waiting for Stan, I want to talk about something important that just happened. 3 hours ago on Twitter, Grimes tweeted, quote, "Hentai is important."